What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Today is November 19th, 2025, and I took a continuation long. I will be going over my reasoning for taking them long, and then also the execution for that. It was pretty solid, I would say, for myself, and pretty clear, but my entry was a bit scuffed because I did miss out on my original entry that I wanted to. But yeah, pretty easy continuation long. We did rip out 400 points, and we are currently just chopping afterwards. So here are my executions if you want to see. But if we go to the higher time frame, let's see the reasoning why I took this trade. Now, higher time frame, we are super bearish. As you can see, we are rejecting out of two daily fair value gaps. The first one here, we dumped pretty heavily. And then the second one, which is right here, we dumped almost, I think 500-ish points. Wow, way more. We dumped almost 900 points to sweep out first this range low, which happened prior to us tapping this daily gap, and then taking out 2 weeks ago London lows, creating a bullish SMT. Now, on top of that, I did come into the day pretty bearish because of just how price was moving. But today we have Trump speaking, we have FOMC meetings, and we also have NVIDIA reports, earnings report coming out. So I did want to stay on the cautionary side unless we got a flood of either to the downside or to the upside. So the only thing I wanted to look for today was continuation longs or shorts. So pre-market, we can see a lot of things happening. We have a whole bunch of low resistance liquidity at the highs and the lows. London highs, Asia highs, a whole bunch of 15-minute highs. We also have a 15-minute gap. And then on Asia, not on Asia, on ES, we have triple highs on the 15-minute and then an unfilled hourly. It's really small unfilled hourly right here. And honestly, that was a pretty strong draw, but again, I needed that confirmation from the market itself to be like, hey, we are going to these draws. So we get to market open and we do not sweep this 15-minute low, which was created right here. And as soon as I see that, I'm thinking to myself, okay, we are creating another low resistance liquidity by not sweeping out this low. We have already two that are right here. And on the higher time frame, if we just go to the higher time frame, we are creating basically a triangle. We have a whole bunch of highs, we have a whole bunch of lows, and we're just going into a single point. What usually happens with that kind of model or setup is we usually get a breakout of the high or the low. And that's exactly what happened. We fail to sweep this low, and then we get great displacement higher and higher. We almost take out this high, which was another 15-minute high that I wanted to target. But mainly there was this 15-minute / hourly high that was the clear draw that I did want to take. Now, on my funded account, I did want to take this long to this high right here for a 1 to 1.3, but after seeing this second displacement candle after this first original one being a bearish candle, I was very skeptical on it, because what I usually want to see with displacements and continuation trades is as soon as we tap into this 1 minute gap, as we can see right here, we want to see a displacement and then a confirmation displacement afterwards with like another almost same body length on the next candle. I don't get that, and then the next one we just fully almost take out my break-even point, which is right here. And when that happened, I would have to sacrifice my RR to either have a 0.5 or risk the 1-to-1 for another like 30 points above the actual draw. Now, I did not want to do that because first of all, it's like this draw. We could have just taken out this draw. We could have just taken out this draw and then continued lower, because this was a prominent draw. And again, we are chopping, so I didn't really know what we were going to do. So I did not take this on my funded, but as soon as I just thought, okay, this is not going to be a good trade, we displace all the way through this draw and we continue going higher. Now, if we get out of replay mode, I can explain the rest of the trade. So going on to the 15-minute, low resistance liquidity, low resistance liquidity, low resistance liquidity. Failure to swing high, failure to swing high. This is just all resting buy orders right here. Plus this unfilled 15-minute. plus these triple equal highs on the 15-minute gap, plus this unfilled hourly that we tapped but did not go through, creating hourly equal highs on top of that. Super strong draws. Okay, now we can see the draws. Now we can also see that we are displacing higher and higher. Let's see if we can get an entry. There's this one retracement lower, but again, the displacements is just not what I wanted. And then we get one bearish candle and then a great displacement out of there. That's where my entry is right here. Stops at this low, risking 40 points, targeting this unfilled 15. And we just absolutely flood to the upside because of, again, resting buy orders, resting liquidity. Usually with this type of resting liquidity, if the first one gets taken, such as this candle right here, which is 40 points, we are usually just going to slowly chop or just run right through those draws up until the final draw, which was, in my opinion, this unfilled 15-minute gap and these London highs. Obviously, I was wrong, and I had one con left after I had one con left on this trade after we hit this 15-minute gap, and as you can see, I did re-enter targeting Asia highs right here, which was again a really strong draw. Because we came back down, we tapped this 5-minute gap, we had a great displacement out of that gap, which was right here, entered, exited as soon as we took out Asia high. This was a really scalpy trade at the end, but this was just because because I wanted to. But it did play out again. So 2 trades, basically 1 trade for the same draw. But yeah, a pretty decent long. The only reason why I did not take this on a funded was, again, the entry was low-key scuffed. Like, we're entering in the middle of nowhere, right? We do have low resistance liquidity, but anything can happen. So I just took this on my eval, and yeah, we ripped up for almost $1,000. I'll post a screenshot right over here of what the P&L looks like. But yeah, and as you can see, after we took out that final draw, we have just been chopping. We also just closed that 4-hour. But yeah, we've just been chopping lower and lower. I believe that we will now just kind of wait for Trump to speak, see what he talks about, and then see what the FOMC are talking for December Fed rate cuts. And then we have NVIDIA earnings report during PM session. But yeah, decent long. Again, entry was pretty scuffed, but besides that, decent trade. I love and appreciate you guys, and I will see y'all in the next trade recap. Peace out.